it's really cool to have all of you guys at the interview because, you know,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, usually it's only like one person or something. So I think it should be really fun. To introduce myself, my name is Helle and I'm doing like I have a channel on YouTube and a podcast, and I mostly speak to metal bands about how they function and how they get, you know, out of the basement. And this is how I call these interviews.
The Bandsment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested mostly in behind the scenes. And can you tell me, how does your band actually function? I mean, who's in charge of what? How is the creative process and everything? How does your band function?
Oh, we meet up every Monday morning, everyone, and then we rehearse until we're satisfied. This time around, we were lucky enough to be locked down, so we spend a lot of Mondays and Fridays writing the record that's coming out. Everyone is helping out with all the merchandise. We're sending it ourselves from our rehearsal space. And then we have a meeting as well with our manager each Monday. And then
the manager is in Denmark as well, right?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay, the family business. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But basically, everyone participates in writing the songs and writing the lyrics and figuring out what's going to be on the record and what's going to be on the merchandise and what we're saying in interviews, and so everyone is in charge, I guess.
Yeah, I think as much responsibility that are within our reach, we'll try to take that in our own hands, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And apart from being in the band, do you have jobs, like daytime jobs or something?
Yes.
And can you tell me what are your occupations? Like?
I'm a school teacher. I teach primary and secondary schoolers at the time. I was actually called to work, so I didn't rehearse. I just met in today. Yeah. So
we have some caretakers and some chefs and some lumberjacks as well. So that's it's a broad spectrum. Yeah.
And would you like to become, you know, a full-time band? Is it like something that you're striving for, or do you want to? Yeah.
That's what we dream about, you know. But for obvious reasons, now it's not going to happen because we can't tour. But whenever we can, we're going to do it, of course. And I think we're not struggling when we're touring and doing records. We're able to take the time off work and do this without being financially ruined or anything. So we're a part-time professional band, and the last step is to become a full-time professional band. And that's hopefully after this third record, something that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this record a lot. I'm really interested in how it's going to work out for you guys, because, and also I always talk to musicians about like the promotional stuff and like how did you get out of the basement, and what do you think was your like key to success, like to, you know, to blast out there?
Definitely that everyone agreed that we were going to play as much as possible, and we were going to write as much as possible, and that Jens, our manager, was going to be able to book as much as possible. So then we started. It was in 2016 April, and from then on we just played in. We figured out it was going to be basically every week, 1 or 2 gigs every week since, and that statistic is now ruined because of COVID, but that's actually been how we spend our time since 2016. The gennemsnit.
Average.
A gig a week in average. That's what I'm trying to say. And
that is
try to be professional and show up on time and leave on time and deliver the interviews on time and respond to emails on the same day as a label sends them or as a booker sends them. You know, try to be as professional at everything as possible.
Treat it as a professional job as much as possible.
Yeah.
And communicate with all kind of can you say actors in the industry?
Yeah, and fans. We just started our own fan group just for the super loyal ones to have a more special place to be. They get a special newsletter with updates before everyone else does, and they have this special forum for them to communicate, and they're going to get some t-shirts and patches and whatever.
You can join too.
Yeah.
Again,
I on Facebook, so I'm gonna join like after.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome in that group. I think it's going to be really, really fun to have something like really intense social media going on.
Yeah, I know, because we're doing the same, pretty much the same with our band, and I've been running our Patreon page for 2 years, and it's been a huge support. And we even, you know, we're an independent band, but we funded our album entirely only with the help like of the closest fans, you know. And
sick.
And we really communicate every day. I know like what pets they have, like even though there are many people out there, but still it's a very cool thing to do.
Nice.
And it brings them closer, you know, and they also start spreading the word about the band even more because they're, you know, closer to you and everything.
Yeah, they're a part of the group, and that's
Yes.
So yeah, basically you just have to work harder than all the other bands around you, and yeah, that's what we're trying to do all the time.
Cool. Obviously, I want to ask you about the label, because you've been signed to a major label. And did your, you know, band life and everything change, like before signing and after signing? What's the difference?
Work-wise, it's the same. You know, we haven't structurally made anything different, but of course, there's a step up. You know, it's when you have like this super huge and serious professional partner, you have to step your game up as well. You know, and I remember like signing the contract. It's like, okay, we need lawyers here, and we need. So it was just, you know.
Yeah, our biggest investment in the band at the point was actually paying the lawyer who read the contract.
Yeah.
And he used half an hour, and that was a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
That saved us a lot of money in the contract. You know, basically, whatever you do, a song or try to create some artwork or whatever, you have to tell the label about it. Then the label actually have a say in if they like it or not. We're gonna decide eventually. We can do what we want, but they're gonna say if they like it or not. And I think that's a great option to have someone who really knows how this market works and release thousands of records a year and know all the other artists. And whenever they're happy with what you're doing, you know you're doing something right, because the other bands we have on the labels like Skeletal Remains are releasing some pretty amazing records, and we're not getting yelled at or told to do anything different. So we're like, okay, we're the same direction as the other good bands. So, but yeah, I think you have to take it a bit more seriously after joining a label.
I see. So they are not like pushing you anything to do, or maybe forcing you to make the records faster or something like that. So far.
Oh, it's more like a sparring. I think we're call it.
Yeah,
we're
like
super fast.
we are super fast at writing the records, and they are sometimes like our booking, like, could you please wait, or just because we didn't even tour with this one yet, or what's going on. But we just put out more songs because we write more songs all the time, so that's natural for us. But you know, Century Media isn't a boss; it's more like a working partner. So if they want to help us with everything we do, and we want to help them create a nice release. So if they need all these interviews or pitch texts or whatever they need, we're going to give them the best, so they can deliver the best material to you guys out there, or whoever is going to read it. All the material you got from Century Media, that's us who did it basically in this room.
Cool. I really love your space, by the way. You know, when I see it on Instagram and everything, I think it's super important to have some spot for the band to create and to hang out. By the way, do you hang out a lot, like apart from recording and touring and everything?
Yeah, this past months it's been every Friday with a bit too much partying going on. So every rehearsal starts with cleaning, but that's fun, I guess.
Yeah, we like to hang out and just have fun together.
Tell tour stories. Think about when we could tour.
Yeah.
There's a pain in the ass for everybody, like for this.
Yeah,
By the way, as for the touring, do you have like maybe some bright memory that pops to your mind, you know, touring stories or something like that? Maybe a funny one, or maybe, you know, some things that you faced, some complications, anything like.
Du har den med hjelmen, Lasse.
Oh. Well, there's just a shitload of stories, isn't there? Actually, I think Moody should tell the one with the helmet, because you got to try it with Abbath.
Oh yeah, we should take. We went on tour with Abbath in when was it? In 2018.
Yeah, September.
Yeah, and it was like four or five shows, and at the end of the tour, we had to take like a picture of the whole group, and it took like 45 minutes together, everybody together, and then Abbath was like, "Oh, 2 seconds," and then he just ran away, and we stood a group of 20 people just waiting, and then he came back with a helmet that he had to have on in the picture.
Yeah. The leather helmet,
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, we all got to try the helmet.
Yeah,
He was like yelling a sick, loud voice from like the upper deck, and then he was like jumping down the stairs, maybe even, and then like just like another person or something like that. And then he placed the helmet.
And that's the same day, you know, we were sitting in our backstage room just waiting to do the sound check and all of a sudden just a guy with a tiny mohawk put his head up and asked, do you guys know where Abbath is? And we were like, no. And he left, and everyone, it dawned on us, that was Attila from Mayhem, who just asked us if we know where Abbath was. And no.
I don't know if it's notable. You can see that Abbath is giving.
Yeah.
He's helping Moody put the helmet on, and if you look at his, you can't see his face, but he looks like someone who's done a lot of cocaine.
But he didn't on that tour.
But did he not?
Probably did.
By the way, when you're touring, are you going like full rock and roll, meaning, you know, having after show parties and I don't know?
Yeah, we do that actually as much as we can, because I think there at some point we can't do it anymore, and we just started touring like in 2018. So I think we have to do that definitely the first 10 years or something, and then maybe think about slowing down after that.
But it's within, you know,
it's only beers, so
yeah, it's like we have responsibility at the same time. You just can't go full party all the time because then you'll be kicked off a tour. You know, it's like it's that fine line between working and partying.
Yeah,
that you have to be good to balance.
Yeah, and you know, like the crew isn't that for our for our instance, the crew isn't that big, so we have to do some work ourselves as well.
We have to do the work.
But it's more fun. It's more fun to work and party. You know, it is.
You can actually blend it.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of time because we've only been the supporting band. So we've had to play from 7 to 8 or something, and then we have the whole night just watching the main band's shows every night and having fun. And it's impossible not to. I think if we were to do the headline show, we wouldn't drink before, and then there wouldn't be as much time afterwards. Perhaps. But we'll maybe still manage to get it done.
With all the We did a full Decapitated tour where everyone was in the merchandise booth every night because everyone loves Decapitated. So we were just standing together and watching the whole show. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was how many shows? 29 or something.
Maybe, yeah.
29 shows or something, just watching the same band. And then the last 10 show was in Poland, so their home turf. That was pretty sick as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we did the same thing at the last tour with
Entombed
AD and Aborted. To watch them every night was funny as hell. You had to drink some beers.
One day, LG and the drummer Ole from Entombed were like going to a bar in Portugal, and they asked me if I wanted to join, and I of course wanted to join those guys. Then I was really, really nervous because I was missing load-in and stuff, and I wrote the other guys, sorry, I'm missing this, but I'm drinking with these guys, and everyone was like, it's okay, we'll take care of the work, just stay and drink. I had to throw up before the show, and it was a great day.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know what you mean, because we were also like touring as supporting bands, and I found it really fun, like to watch the same band, like, but a really professional band who's been out there for many years. And it was interesting because some bands, they do pretty much the same rehearsed show every night because they like outline everything. Others, they are improvising every night. So it's so much fun and so much to learn. And I really miss touring as much as you guys. And I really hope that we'll get back to that really soon. And by the way, how is it now in Denmark? Is it like a full lockdown, no shows happening, or?
Schools just opened up for the smallest kids today.
Yeah, it was my first day at work today. So the kids from like 6 years till like 10 years are going to school right now. So
everything else is locked.
Yeah, everything else is locked. Yeah.
But you already, like, the vaccination process has already started, right?
1.5% is through the vaccination, as far as I know.
But then all of a sudden, the German company wouldn't be sending the vaccines because they were delayed, but just yesterday, the firm taking care of all the testing got fired by the state. So everything is still pretty fucked.
Yeah, I think it's because of the British variant that we can't open up right now. The numbers are. Huh? Oh yeah. But right now, you got me. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Right now we're just waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting still.
Yeah.
And is there, like, off-top question, is there something special about being a Danish metal band?
We do get a question a lot of the times asking, why are you guys making it some way and Ill-Disposed, Hatesphere, Contra and the other guys didn't? So the special part is that Danish bands didn't make it. Or do you guys know Volbeat? And it was like, so it's special, but not it's not a quality right now, I think. Maybe for some of the German fans, but basically internationally, a Danish band isn't like something, ooh.
I don't think it was ever like a scene that was like super tight, like the Göteborg scene or the Stockholm scene. Like, so it's like, and you can see that now too. Like every metal band coming out of Denmark is its own genre, you know. It's so diverse. So we don't have that strong musically togetherness, tightness, but I think that the environment is blossoming here in Denmark, and that's a good thing. And then I think we're proud of Copenhagen, the festival in Copenhagen.
Yeah. It's a pretty sick festival.
I think that's made
a good platform.
A good platform to start off. Yeah. If you play Copenhagen, then you fucking made it, right? So.
And is there like some kind of infrastructure, you know, in the music industry? Meaning, do you have like heavy metal webzines, or maybe, I don't know, some support happening like within the metal scene? Are you supporting like the fans, maybe other representatives of the music industry, maybe the government? I don't know.
The whole music scene in Denmark is really heavily supported by the government. I think we got a lot of support by the government. And you know, if you're a small band or play a small venue in Denmark, you're still gonna get paid. You're still gonna get some nice dinner and drinks, and you're always able to get a free car. Most of the time, you can just apply. Like the big beer companies have their own band wagons, and often bands get that wagon, and that's for free. And the ferry is for free when you ride in that car. So it's basically pretty luxurious to be a band in Denmark.
Yeah, and there are a lot of like showcase festivals as well. We got Spot Festival. We still got Copenhagen is a big actor. In
Copenhagen Freezes Over.
Copenhagen Freezes Over, which basically got our management contract with Century Media.
Yeah, the record deal.
Yeah, we have Music Export Denmark, which is trying to export Danish music into the internationals as well.
Yeah. And the venues are good. You know, it's always a professional sound guy. The PA is great.
Yeah, it's proper venues. Yeah,
it's proper venues. Yeah. And
our first tour was in the south of Czechoslovakia, whatever it's called. And that was a pretty Czech Republic. That was a pretty different experience.
Yes,
The first thing we saw was we got out of the car, and then a guy with no arms, no one arm and no legs, was just driving by in his small scooter with an umbrella. We went into the place we were supposed to stay, and there was no one speaking English. One guy spoke German, but he had a big ass tattoo of Putin like right on his arm. And we're like, this is a different scene.
Yes.
So
well,
Danish.
I performed in Denmark for several times, and Danish backstage is my favorite. I think that you have like the best backstage. And like I remember that I'm opening the doors, and there is like a small candle, at the table and everything, and I'm like, what is happening here? After the German backstage, and after like it's spoiling a lot.
The Netherlands.
Yeah, the
Netherlands backstage is a nice backstage as well.
Yeah. It's the same standards in
the Dutch fans are they're like Danish fans, but way more energetic. Like they like the music. Danish fans don't often. They're just super boring and
intimidating, and like
they can be.
Yeah, they can be, but most are cool.
Well, in Germany, they also have, like, depending on the area, they can also stand like that,
Yeah.
But I figured out that if you talk to them in German from stage, it makes everything.
Exactly.
If you speak German.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I should
like that.
I should learn French as well, because it's the same. Yeah. Well, the French fans are more like energetic, but still, if you know French, then you're the star.
Just a few phrases can actually cheer them up, and they feel like.
You always try to learn something. You always say that. Now I'm in a new country. I need to learn to say something today. And then you try, and sometimes you succeed, but other times you don't. The worst one you did was that in Poland, where you said the Russian.
Oh yeah, I said spasiba in Poland, which was a big mistake.
Yeah,
obviously.
They say nostrovi. Or what?
You're from Ukraine, right? You know what?
Actually, a lot of bands who come to Ukraine, like international, they also say spasiba from stage, but it's not spasiba. And
no.
worse than in Poland. So.
Yeah.
They went like boo.
Can be. Well,
like booing. There you go.
Whenever big bands play in Denmark, they say, "What's up, Sweden?"
Yeah. So
that's.
I actually saw a Motley Crue where a Swedish guy threw a Swedish flag up on stage, and they didn't know, so they wore it and run around on stage. Yeah, woo! And yeah.
Know where the fuck you are.
I think the drummer came down from the drum set to tell him it was the wrong flag and everything. That was horrible.
So you're planning to release the new album, and what's next? You're just waiting for tours, or is there any plan B, if the stage is not opening up?
We've moved a couple tours a couple times now. We still have the opening slot for Anselmo and his Pantera set coming up. We're playing Russia first in July.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We don't know if there's any COVID in Russia. Russia says there isn't. So
Yeah.
let's see. Then we have our own headlining tour in Denmark and Europe in the fall. But yeah, Lasse wrote a new riff last Monday and I brought in a new riff today. So we're just gonna write some more riffs, and we're doing a TV appearance the day before the release, and some more special stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna we released a rum, so we're gonna do some cooking with the rum. That's what
yeah,
that's the plan.
that's a fun project.
Yeah.
For the Facebook group.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna if we can't go tour, we will definitely build that even more further up.
Yeah. The plan is to meet up every Monday still, and find out what's gonna happen.
Cool. Thank you for allowing me to drop into your Monday as well. And I wish you a lot of success. I hope that maybe sometimes we meet at the backstage somewhere at the festival, maybe.
What's your band?
IGNEA. It's not a death metal band. It's like melodic, sometimes death, sometimes not.
Okay. If you spot us on some of the same bills, be sure to write us an email and we'll have a beer.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
Of course.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye bye.